these sawhorses here I built, geez, I think in 1993, when I bought my first house. But the good thing about these are they're portable. I'm going to take these over, and they lasted this long. They're very sturdy. So I'm going to show you how to make a couple of these out of. I'll show you a closer look in here in a second. But I've got some back there, some old 4x4 posts I'll probably end up using, because I'm not going to pay for this. It's just scrap wood. And some of this, there's some pallets back there, and part of this fence stuff, that's pressure treated wood. So I'll saw some stuff up and use some of that crap to make these. So it's going to cost me nothing. And I do need an extra set anyways, just because, you know, when you're doing something, sometimes you need four. And I do have these things you buy at like Home Depot, just the ends here, you know, and then just a 2x4 gets squashed in there, and you kind of just set it up. So these are pretty cool for, you know, because you can use any length board you need, and you can make these any length height you need, you know, because they just screw onto 2x4s. So they're all right, but they don't hold a lot of weight. Those things will bend pretty easily, especially because there's no braces anywhere on this thing, so they get kind of wobbly. But if you're just painting something, you need to stretch out a board or something, you know, they work pretty good for that. But I'm not going to bring them over just because the bed of a pickup truck is a little bit heavier than you know, than that thing would, you know, especially if there's wind or something. So the good thing about these is what I like about them, because I have to take these somewhere. So breaking these down is just a matter of minutes, you know. Like I said, it's a little swelled up, but so you could just throw these in the back of a pickup truck, you know, out of sight, out of mind. And also even storing them where you know, wherever you're going to store them behind especially if they're pressure treated or you know, indoors, outdoors, or whatever, if they got a little overhang. These are, I don't know if I'm going to do the same thing with these, with the cleats. I got to think about it, but you know, if the top rail gets all chewed up, it's just screwed in there. Well, these are been there so long now, I don't even know what screws are, but there's one there. So I'm going to do the top part a little different this time. Just one piece of wood. It's just going to be a 4x4, and I'll have to notch something. But these have stood up for, like I said, nearly 30 years. And this part here, for storage, you know, if you got a shed or a garage, I store these where the stud comes down just to grab a hold, so that, you know, they can't go anywhere, and they're out of, you know, very small footprint. You don't have to, you know, worry about where you're going to put them and take up space. All right, so I'm going to cut the legs all at once. Not all at once, but I'm going to do all the legs right now. And the only thing is, if you don't have a compound miter saw, it's going to be more challenging. You know, you can use, I guess, a back saw with one of those little jigs, but or try it freehand, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to do the angles. Just you don't need the angles, but I like it to sit, you know, flat on the ground. You'll see when I'm done with the. I'll just do one leg. So I just got. That's not in the frame. I just got one scrap piece here. I took most of the nails out, but there's a couple. I just got to get rid of some of these. And I know somebody's going to comment right away. Where's your bird go, dude? It broke a long time ago. This is a cheap saw. I use it pretty much for everything, but yeah, so no comments. I already know the thing's missing. So I'm just going to start with, here's the thing. If you have a compound miter saw, again, your life is just going to be way simpler. So you know how these saws go, we'll set this at 15 degrees. Should be a positive stop, which there is. And this also articulates. We're going to do that at 15 degrees. There's a gauge here too. Right? So put that at 15 degrees. So that's all you need to know. 15 degrees. That's pretty common, you know, like windowsills, door, you know, the pitch on a door sill. So I'm just going to cut one end off here at 15 degrees this way and 15 degrees that way. Watch your finger. Compound miter. So anyways, now I'm just going to measure 34 inches from the corner I just cut. It happens to be the low side. This is, and then just make a mark for my 34 up here. And this is, where's my pen? Up to you. If you're, you know, 5 foot tall, you might want to make these a little shorter, but just make a little mark here, 34. But I'm gonna, you know, if you're tall, you might want to make them a little taller. But right here, the way this is, the original ones are about 34 inches, at least the legs. So this is a good, comfortable working platform for me. But like I said, you can make the height anything you want. So I didn't touch the saw at all. I'm just moving it down to my mark at 34, I think it was 34, and cutting another one. So I didn't flip anything. I didn't move anything. Just chopped it here. Get that angle. Two angles there. Move it down. So far, easy peasy, right? All right, even the brake don't work on this. That guy's so dangerous. So anyways, I'll do this 4 times, get all my legs cut. I still need to make a cut here, but I'll show you that in a second. Let me just get these other cut. But what I'm getting at is, oh man, I think I just got pegged with an acorn. Oop, right down my back. See, now it's going to sit at a 15 degrees this way and this way. It's part of the leg. But when you're on a flat surface, it just makes it more stable. If you didn't have the miter, you know, you're going to be sitting on one edge of this 2x4 and really one corner and one edge. So having the compound miter, this is just going to sit flat. It's going to last longer. You hear them acorns, man? You get pegged with one, they hurt. So let me cut the rest of this up, and I'll get to this one angle I'm talking about. It's a little challenging on this, but you know, you could try it with a circular saw, but I'm going to use this anyway. I'll show you in a second. Let me get the rest of these cut. Alright, so all we did was 4 cuts, right? And created four pieces of wood. We never moved the saw. Just keep the saw at this angle and do 4 cuts. 30, you know, do 1 cut, move it down 34 inches, another cut, same thing 3 more times. And I know you're probably thinking, well, that's going to create, you know, when you set these up, they're going to be like, you know, where's the camera? Like, that ain't right. So all you gotta do is flip it and spin it, right? And you got this opposite deals. You'll see when I'm putting them together. But they're gonna sit flat, and they're gonna sit. Don't worry, you're not gonna mess it up. Do everything the same. Cut the 4 boards exactly the same. Alright, so this is gonna be the challenging part. It's not. It's actually easy, but just because it's a little confusing looking. But I've got this set up where, you know, these 2 legs are going to be one set on one side. You know, the angle's the same here. So basically what we're going to be doing is creating that space where the top rail is going to go through, and it's just a, you know, piece of 2x4. But as you can see, this ain't going to work because there's some gaps, so we need to make it so, you know, this fits in here. And we already have the 15 degrees here, so that's what I'm going to use. So I need a line here somewhere, and how to find that, let me show you on that. You can use like a speed, you know, to get 15. I need my line like right here, 15 degrees. So, you know, with these things, they've got degrees on them, and it's a framing, you know, it's got the hip valley, you know, all these top cut, you know, if you know what you're doing. Fraction, you know, what's this, conversion tables. I don't use it for that. I just use it for a 90-degree angle. But there is one thing I do use occasionally is down here on the bottom is degrees. So if you're trying to find degrees on something, you know, right now it would be 0, and you would just move it up. You would just tilt this. That's 15 degrees right there. But you can actually just use a square. This square is not a carpenter square. It's just got, you know, regular numbers on it. But my board, it's going to be 3.5 inches because I'm using 2x4s on that oak stuff. It's a little bit thinner, so the measurement would be different, but the same idea. So this is basically going to go, you know, perpendicular, the part that, you know, that this table's sitting on, for instance. So it's 3.5 inches wide. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go measure 3. First of all, I've got this angle. That's what I was trying to point out. I'm going to use this angle, and then just slide wherever this 3.5 or whatever lumber you're using. My lumber at the top rail, I'm going to use. I was going to use a 4x4. Even if I do use a 4x4, this cut will be the same because it's 3.5 too. So just look at where 3.5 inches is. Put this, you know, on your 15-degree, you know, cut that you already have, and slide it until, slide it this way along your 15 degrees. Slide it until you see the 3.5 stick out on your lumber, right? So right about there. So that's probably the easiest way. Here's my pencil. Lost my pencil. Make your mark here. Well, lost my pencil, so I got a pen. Same thing. So like I said, you take your square, move it along the 15-degree cut you already have to where it intersects on the edge of the board to 3.5, and I'm right here at 3.5. So I'll slide it down, and right about there, it's hitting the edge of the wood, see? And then you just draw your line. Poof, that's my line. You know, your level up here, or flush. So just don't forget that, you know, the first 4 boards we cut all the same. You're going to have 2 of these at opposite angles here. So when this material is missing, it's going to look like this, you know, and then your board is going to slide through. Kind of see how this is going to come together. So here's how I'm going to cut it on the saw. And again, some people ain't going to like this, but you're going to go get a circular saw. So because, oops, I'm going to put this back to 0. Put your bevel back to 0 and your angle, everything's 0. Now this is already 15 degrees, so I'm just going to rest it against my fence, right? And the blade, you know, just line up with the blade, hold everything tight. Get you around this board here. Hold everything tight. Everything looks like a chunky dory. And that's the cut you need, right? Now to do that on the other side, it's going to be maybe a little more challenging because your stock's going to be on this side. So to hold it, you don't really want to, you know, hold it here because you got to get on this side. You just gotta, you know, otherwise you're going to have to use a circular saw and hope for the best. There you have it. Now my angles are cut. I'll show you what this is going to look like. Now this top rail fits, you know, there's an angle on this, it's scrapped from the other stuff, but if I had a piece that didn't have a, this one doesn't have a bottom. See, this is the top rail, right? That's what it's going to look like. Of course it's got a nail there, but anyways, you get what I'm saying. So now the trick is putting your plywood here to secure everything at this angle. You don't really need to find the angle anymore. In fact, I'll get a nice piece of 2x4 without a nail. I'll sandwich these together so they're square, right? And then this is the actual plywood I'm going to be using. Once it's square in my 2x4, I'll just draw it right here and cut it out with a, you know, and you know, it doesn't matter your depth here. You can make it any length. I would say, you know, I don't even know what mine are, but just to get that triangle on the other side, you'll see in a second. And then cut that out, and then the legs will be done. So far, really easy. Except for this piece here, really easy. So I'm only making my my piece on the end here 12 inches long. I mean, you can go longer if you think you need more stable, you know, more power. So, and as far as this go, you know, this is where our horizontal piece is going to feed into, but you could tighten it up and go with that, but you know how wood swells a little bit, so I just got 2 screws on the end here just so I can play with this, but I'm just going to use mine about 1 5/8 instead of 1.5 inches. This wood is like 1.5 inches, but you know, just if it swells up, it could be problematic getting out, so I'm just going to spread mine out just a hair, just to have it be a little bit of play. 1 5/8 inches if you want to measure it, or you can do it by eye, but that's about all. It's not really that important. I mean, this is scrap wood. It's not like, and that's that. So the end pieces are built, and I don't feel the, you know, the top rail. I'm still debating. I don't have enough. Just putting 6 screws in. I don't have enough 2x4 to do the top rail with. So, and by the way, you can make these out of 1x stock. It doesn't really matter. Just the way it's engineered. You know, you can use any stock you need, or any stock you have for scrap. But basically, that's what we got. One leg or one side built. Screwed on this other plate on the other 2, and that's all we're going to do. And then I'll get to making the top piece. Alright, so you get the idea. These are the ones I just built. Now I did put 2 pieces of plywood on each side. You really don't need it. That's just overkill. The originals, even though they're a little longer, the cleats there, they're just on the one side, and they're nearly 30 years old. So, and that's OSB. That's really junk wood. So, trust me, you just need the one on the one side. But I gotta, I'm gonna cut that up and burn it anyway. So I figured I'd just do 2 on 2, both sides. And so now the top rail, this is just a piece of scrap. The original ones, I did with the cleats to stop this, because right now it's just kind of, sitting there in gravity. I could walk up there and push this because there's no way, there's no stops there. But I don't have enough. As you can see, this is not really a good span here, and this is the only piece I have left. So the span here is as long as you really want to make it, obviously. This is what I meant by the cleats, like the original ones. That's just a piece of pallet there, but and it's just kind of loosely put on there. But you got to find your 15-degree angle there, and do the 2 1.5 inches apart, or 1.5 or whatever you're using for stock, and do it on both sides. I just got it kind of set up there just to show you. That's what you would do for this, and then you could put a piece of top plate on top of that, horizontal, so just rigid, or you could just leave it like that. It doesn't really matter because it's got nowhere to go. There's positive stops on each side, and then you would do it on the opposite side too. And then, of course, taking them apart, it's just a matter of lifting them off, So it's really simple to do. Or even a better idea. So I just again, I got all these scrap wood, so I just, those cleats there are the entire length, so there's no way that's going there. It's just on the one side, but you sandwich that 2x4. And this is what I'm going to do with the 4x4. I'm just going to, instead of adding, I'm going to notch it out. If I show you that, I'll show you. But so this is just 15 degrees, 15 degrees. It doesn't matter what the length is. Your 2x4 could be as long as you want, especially if you're going to do a number like this, and then cut your 2 15 degrees out opposite angles, and then your 15 degrees on. Now it's a positive stop. And of course you would do it on the other side of the 2x4, but just for display purposes. And you could do something like this, put the a piece of 1x stock on top of it, just screw it down there, or nail it, or whatever you got to do. And then if you mar this up, if it gets all cut up or whatever, then you would just take this off and replace this piece, instead of having to cut your 15 degrees again. And but the same idea, it just pops out of there. And again, I just screwed this together without really measuring anything. But that's what you got. Basically, same thing as the originals, but better. You would sandwich the other one on there, and this would be foolproof. Instead of doing little cleats, because they, if you put your screws in, there could be a possibility of the wood splitting or whatever if they're this little. But if you do this mamma jamma here, do the whole section, there's nowhere that's, it's no way it's going anywhere. Building sawhorses out of scrap wood that'll last a lifetime. Easy to do. Takes, I don't know, if I didn't have to film this, probably less than an hour to do 2 of them. Just because, I've done it before, but you do one, the other one's going to go way quicker. You know how that goes. But anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll show that 4x4. I do have to notch it out, but and I got to get to these leaf cleanup before too long. So thanks for watching if I don't return.